Hi everyone. So I'm Belle, Night and Belle, and on my channel I usually do unboxings, get ready with me's, makeup video, diamond painting, video game, or whatever else suits my fancy. But occasionally I do other videos, and this is one of those. I received a comment today that I really, really appreciate, and it made me realize that I've never done really an introduction video. So I thought I'd try to do that. Um, and I'm going to try to do it quickly so it'll be under 20 minutes. We'll see how I do. Just to let you know who I am and why I do things the way I do. That's the entire goal of this. So, my name is Kimberly. I go by Night and Belle online. I have for a little over 10 years. Um, and my husband goes by Dark Wolf online and has for a little over 10 years. So our business, our crystal business and other things, is called Belle and Wolf. And we have a lot of people who have met us in that capacity who know us as Belle and Wolf. Um, do we call each other Belle and Wolf in person? Not usually. Usually I'm Kim or Kimberly and he's Derek or Sweetheart or Honey or a million other little things that husband and wife call each other. But yes, most people in my real life call me Belle as well. Not all of them. Like my girlfriends and my friends at work do not. But most other people that know me, especially people who know me from business, call me Belle. I use nicknames on here for anyone other than Derek and I, just because I never ever want somebody else to be hurt or anything to happen to anyone because of my decision to live my life openly on YouTube and TikTok, but mostly YouTube at this point. Because I have seen how people get into stupid situations, and usually it's because they don't think or they don't consider, they don't read the room. But I'm not perfect. I can make a mistake someday, and I never ever want any of my friends to get taken down with me. So I use nicknames like Gloom and Doom, Baby Gloom, Ginger, Flower Child, Little Man. Those are just all, they're real people in my life. And no, I don't call them that to their face. I sometimes call Doom and Gloom Doom and Gloom, but that's an entirely different thing. Um, but these are all the actual people I spend my life with. I don't have nicknames for people at work because I haven't worked there that long. So I just leave names out. um, Part of why I talk about my work so much is I love my job. I'm a behavioral health case manager. I don't believe I've said the name of the company I work for, but it's a regional medical group in north central Arkansas. There's only so many if you really want to track it down, but um, I love talking about my work because I love my work. And so that's part of why it features in so many of my stories. However, I do work with patients. I'm a case manager. I deal with patients every day. And one thing you will never see on this channel is any story about any patient because HIPAA is something I strongly believe in. I believe in our patients' right to privacy, and I don't ever, like, even technically, I could tell you stories, but leave out any identifying features. But I still feel that, like, that goes against the spirit of keeping their privacy sacred, so I don't do that. However, whenever the more administrative side, when funny things happen there, or when we're working an event, I don't care to talk about that because that's my life. I do try very hard not to talk about places in a negative light, and that's something I've talked about on the channel before. Um, when it comes to reviews, I don't mind giving honest reviews, but when it comes to people or places or anything, I try not to make it personal. And if I were to talk negatively about any place I work, even places where I have negative experiences, that just kind of feels icky to me, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to make public waves, I guess, about people and places I am associated with, or have been associated with. So you're If I come on here and I complain about my job, please know it is a passing. I'm frustrated. It's not this place sucks or this place is evil. You're not going to get those kind of stories here. Generally, when I have an actual issue that is serious, I'm not going to talk about it on YouTube. Which leads me to my next thing. I'm pretty open about Wolf and I's financial situation. And part of that, there are, when I started this, Wolf and I have, and since then, Wolf and I have had several conversations about how open we want to be with our lives and what types of things we want to keep back for us. So, he is fully aware of anything that I post. He is fully aware of what I'm going to talk about and not going to talk about. And he knows that if he says, hey, I'd rather this not end up online, it will not, even the hint of it will not end up online. So I'm not talking about my finances without my husband knowing. I don't spend money without my husband knowing. He doesn't spend money without me knowing. We are a partnership in everything that each of us does and everything we do together. No, he doesn't have to ask my permission to spend $2 on an energy drink at work if he wants one. That's why we have like budgets and allowances. We each get so much that it's like, hey, spend this on your shit that you want to spend stuff on, and I'm going to spend this on my shit that I want to spend stuff on. And occasionally we have conversations or we'll do things for each other with that money. Like he bought Schedule 1, which is a game I wanted. No, High on Life. I caught myself. See, even now he's listening. He bought High on Life because it's a game that he knows we both want to play. But if he were just buying for himself, he probably would have bought something else first. But since he knows I really want to play that, he put that above some other choices. We
yes,
do.
I'm right here.
Yeah.
I am in the kitchen. I am able to hear her talking on her video. Yes, it just went off. You left it out there.
Oops. Yeah, Wolf cooks more than I do.
Yes, I do cook. And yes, we do have it to where we don't spend, without talking to each other, except for our allowances and all that.
But it's not a permission thing. It's more of we're a team thing.
Yes.
And I'm doing this as an introduction because somebody made a comment about how it's refreshing how open I am about my work and our finances and stuff.
Right.
And we had talked about that. And neither of us is ashamed of where we are financially. There is a roof over our head. Every person responsible for us, every living creature responsible for us is fed, is clothed appropriately, has heat, has AC, has water.
Everything.
Our shit's taken care of. Do we live in a mansion? No.
Yeah. We live in a mobile home.
We live in a trailer. That's fact. We have too much furniture. We are not hoarders. Our house is not a disaster. We just moved 2 lives together into a house, and then we moved those 2 lives into a really small single wide trailer. And I struggle with getting rid of things that there are emotional attachments to. So we do that in steps.
Yes.
But,
in which we need to be working on.
Yeah, we need to have another step. It's time to take another step.
Yeah, because honestly, we've got 2 bedrooms.
Yep.
1 bath. We've got the utility room. We've got
the cat room.
Shed.
We do have a shed that we need to turn into a workshop for Wolf.
Yeah, but that can...
It'll happen at some point.
Yeah.
And we also have our front porch.
Yeah. In which the front porch is littered with stuff.
That's the next step. I would like that cleared off this winter.
Yes.
So that we can have like plant shelves in the spring.
Yes.
So that's my goal this winter. But the main reason we're open about it is there's nothing to be ashamed about.
No.
We are working. We are... Huh? Oh, you're fine.
Yeah, I'm wearing...
So go away.
Name brand.
I wear mine occasionally.
Yeah.
As you can see, that is one of the things Wolf does not want shared.
Well, okay. If y'all actually do want to know...
Okay, apparently he does.
At a premium Bass Pro.
Not Bass Pro.
Or not Bass Pro, but a Bass boat company?
He is the electrical specialist,
No,
electrical finishing specialist. He runs all the wires.
not yet. That's
Sorry, that comes in a
coming
week or two.
soon.
Right now, he does the carpet for very high end boats from Bass Cat, as you can see on his shirt.
Yes.
There is nothing at all shameful about that. I think that is a good, solid job. They love him. He's just gotten promoted to a new spot that's more technical. He's done it before because he's worked there before. Before that, he worked at a lab. Wolf is a blue collar worker, and he's damn good at it.
I am used to doing blue collared work. I've worked in factories. I've worked restaurants.
That's why he cooks our dinner.
You know,
That's one of my nicknames for him is Chef or Chef Hands.
I go and I've done a lot of jobs throughout. I even done termite.
He did, and he was damn good. That's what he was doing when we were in Mammoth.
Yeah.
That's where he found Esmeralda.
Who's in my chair right now?
Yes, she is.
And mainly because it's got a blanket.
Wolf is working on his
GIA.
GIA certification, so he'll be a certified gemologist. Do you want to stay and be part of this, or are you good?
I'm good. I gotta get back to cooking.
Okay.
Especially if you want risotto.
Yes, please. Like I said, his nickname is Chef. Get this back focused on me, if I can. Too low. Okay, you have a knife, Chef. Okay, don't add more from our stash then. Oh, okay. I have worked in the medical field for the last 10 years. I've been an urgent care manager. I have been a durable medical equipment center manager. And both of those were extremely stressful jobs. And I actually managed an urgent care through COVID, which gave me super fun PTSD about some things. I don't talk about that. However, I have been finding recently that now that I'm back in a clinic setting with other people who went through COVID in the way I did, I'm finding it somewhat healing to talk to other people about it. So there may come a point where I talk about my experience during COVID. I was a frontline worker, and for a while, for the first 3 months, we were the only place for about an hour to an hour and a half drive in any direction that was testing for COVID. So there's a lot there. I don't talk about it much outside of the medical circle because as much as it was traumatic for the whole country, we experienced a different type of trauma. And I was going through another trauma as I was going through that. So I just have a lot of feelings about that. I don't talk about it. But it was a very stressful job. And my last job as a manager for a durable medical equipment company was also an extremely stressful job. And as I have been going through these health things that I talk about, we have discovered that stress triggers episodes. And the more episodes I have, the more likely I am to get fired from my job. So Wolf and I decided that I needed to take a step back and take on a less stressful job, which is why I took a step down to be a case manager. It was definitely a cut in pay, which further set us back in terms of our timeline for changing things. When I was making $25 to $30 an hour, when I was salaried, we could make plans to move out of our trailer sooner. With me making what I'm making now, which is significantly less, we're going to be in this house for a while, possibly till our kid graduates. And so we are working on some different choices with that. And how do we make that work for both of us? Because Wolf is very unhappy here. I can't say that I'm just like jumping for joy. This is not my dream home, but I'm a lot happier here than he is. So we're working on that. So why are we so open about all of this? Because none of it is anything to be ashamed of. Being poor is not something to be ashamed of. And, you know, so many influencers, I don't want to say that. So many content creators go out of their way to make their life look super real. You know, like it's very real life. They're very authentic, but their life is just a little better than the average person. And their filming locations are, super nice and super decorated and super trendy. And you think that makes you think their whole house and their whole world is like that. And I could set up a filming space like that. It wouldn't be that hard. Put a background on, move some stuff out of the area. It'd be real easy to set up a filming space like that. But that's not my life. And my goal with these videos is kind of to show people you don't have to be rich like influencers to be worthy of whatever it is you enjoy. And there are ways that you can find to do things you really enjoy at a level you want to do them at. But you have to budget and work for it and make sacrifices. And it might mean, I would love to have like a whole stash of diamond paintings. There are so many diamond paintings on DAC right now that I'm like, oh, I want that one. But I don't. I have yet to buy an expensive diamond painting for myself to make. For the ones I've made for me and Wolf have all been the cheap ones on Amazon. This one I'm doing for Mom and Dad, which, I'm 2.5 rows in of the 12 total rows to do. So I still have a long way to go. Damn thing's 4 feet tall. That one I got for Dad and the one I got for Mom are the first quality diamond paintings I've spent money on. And we saved for that because it came out of our holiday budget. We set aside money all year long to go towards birthdays and Christmas, both for he and I and for our pack. So that's why I have a really nice diamond painting to show off right now, because we've saved a year to do something like this for Mom and Dad. Not necessarily specifically this, but to do something nice for Mom and Dad for Christmas. We wanted to spend $150 on their Christmas present, and I'm not going to lie to you, that's what these two cost together, is $150. That came out of our Christmas budget. When I want to buy one of these, it's going to be $70, and that's not something I get every week. That's saving for about 2 months to be able to buy a diamond painting. But that's a choice that I can make. And I want you guys to see what are the best values. How can you do this life? And what does it really look like? Not what does the ultimate luxury look like, but what does this look like for everyday people? Can you still have luxury? Can you still do beauty? Can you still do the hobbies that you want? What games can you play without having the biggest, baddest setup? That is my goal of this channel. And part of doing that is being very open and honest about our finances. Now, am I going to tell you how much either of us make? No, that's not your business. It's somewhere between minimum wage and $20 an hour. Somewhere between that. That's all you need to know for both of us. Am I going to tell you how much we spend on various things? Well, not if it's not your business. You don't need to know what kind of car I drive, although you can see it in videos. You don't need to know how much we pay for clothes or things that aren't related to my channel. It's not your business. You don't need to know what our electric bill is, our water bill. Not your business. But I am going to tell you, and you can make assumptions based on how we live, that we live in a very rural part of Arkansas. Those things, some of them are more than you expect, some of them are less than you expect. Not your business. And I don't, just openly say, so I got my water bill today, it's da-da-da-da-da. Not your business. There are parts of my life that I will be very, very open about, and I don't mind. I'm not ashamed of any part of my life. But there are things that Wolf and I have decided are not your business. And we've decided that together. And if somebody like flat out asks about one of those subjects, I will politely decline. And in my videos, I just don't bring it up. I'm bringing it up now when it feels awkward. But when I'm telling you, hey, I got the Allure Beauty Box, I didn't tell you the specifics of we went without this, or when I'm showing you advent calendars, I didn't tell you, I had a list of 28 and I chose this one over that one because I didn't get as many UGC jobs this month as I was hoping. I'm able to get a higher end one because I did a little overtime last week. That's not your business. What is your business is we are not rich. We make choices with our money to split it up, and I'll gladly show you how it works, but we figure out how much we need every month to pay the bills. Then we figure out how much we need every month for groceries and our cancer stick and Wolf's energy drinks and my coffee. I make coffee at home. Like, I don't go buy a Starbucks every day. For one thing, there's not a Starbucks between the middle of nowhere I live and the middle of nowhere I work. There's no Starbucks. Sorry. There is a coffee shop, though, and it is really good, but I don't go there. It's just, I don't know. I don't mind sharing anything because I'm not ashamed of our lifestyle. This is what it is. Millions of Americans live the same way, and they are the same one paycheck away from devastation. We have a system in place where we get a little bit more ahead every month, and eventually the goal is to have 3 months in reserve and then put that in a savings account. We're not there yet. I will tell you, this is exciting because this marks 2 months in a row where every one of our bills got paid on time. That's really exciting. And we're already starting on next month's bills. That's really cool. That has not always happened with one of us or the other being out of work. So, I think that's normal. I think everybody struggles with it. And I think we should normalize that people struggle. It's a tough time right now. So let's normalize that you're not the only one going through this. We're all there, baby. And we're all there. We're all going to get through it. And we are going to find our moments of joy in the middle of it. And yeah. So, anyways, I'm glad you guys appreciate my authenticity. I am me. I am going to be nobody else. Wolf is Wolf. He's not going to fake it. The one thing we will do is curb our cursing on YouTube, at least on my channel, because I am trying to be monetized at some point. I hope you guys like me. I know I'm not everybody's cup of tea, and that's fine. There are millions of people out there who are streaming their lives. Go find somebody who is. And the one other thing you need to know is I have quite the dark sense of humor. I do censor myself online. But a few of those dark jokes and very dry sarcasm do come out. Please don't be offended. And if I say something that just sounds like no sane person would say that, I'm probably being sarcastic. I rein it in at work. I rein it in around people who don't get it. But this is my channel. Like, if you don't get it, I'm sorry. So anyways, that's me. That's Wolf. I was going to introduce the pets, but I will suffice to say we have 5 pets. We didn't mean to. I had 2 dogs when I met Wolf. Wolf had 2 cats when he met me. 2 pets is normal for a person. Like, that's not bad. But see, then we got together, and who's making that choice of whose pets are going away? So then we had 4 pets. There's Anna and Jasmine, who are our dogs. And then there is Charlie and Lucy Purr, who are our cats. Anna's the oldest, then Charlie and Lucy, because they're litter mates. Anna's 6, they're 5. Jazz is fixing to turn 4. And then we have our demon child that Wolf found outside of the office where he was a bug sprayer. Pest control, sorry, termite inspector. He found this 4-week-old baby cat that had been abandoned. He waited for hours and hours and hours for Mama to come back, and she didn't come back. Rather than leave her there overnight, he put her in a box and brought her home, and thus we got Esmeralda, who we just intended to foster till she was old enough to rehome. And 3 years later, that little bitch is still here. We don't like her much, but we love her. We call her our demon child because she is a bully to Charlie. She will beat the crap out of him for no reason. She did it just 20 minutes ago. They were both chilling on the cat tree, and just out of nowhere, Ezzy just goes whap 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 and beats her until she jumps down. And Charlie just ran and hid in the corner. And Ezzy's like, haha. Didn't even jump down to his spot, like didn't want his spot, wanted to be where she was, just attacked her for nothing. And that's normal. You can be playing with her, and she's being all cute, and she's like, oh, rub my belly, oh, and she'll beat you with her back feet. And then she decides she's sick of it. And rather than even give you a warning, this cat will not give you a warning when she's done playing. She just goes claws out, teeth out, and like to the point where it hurts, and she draws blood and gets punished. And we punish her by spraying her with a water bottle because she hates that more than anything else. You can tap her on the butt with pressure, and she like swat her on the rear end, or she doesn't care. She gives no fucks, excuse my language, but you spray her with water and she realizes she has pissed off Mama or Daddy. So that is our punishment to her. All the animals respond to being sprayed with water, but Jazz and Ezzy are the two that get it the most. Jazz because she's the baby of the family, other than Ezzy. And she stayed in that terrible twos of puppy dogs from when she hit 6 months until about 6 months ago, and she's 3.5. No, she's just 3. So, yeah, she's a little over 3. It was really rough when she was in her terrible twos and teenage years. She's still a teenager, I guess, but, yeah, she liked to chew things, and it took her a while. And she's aggressively friendly, so she would really, really, really try to get the older cats to let her lick them and love on them, and they would not tolerate it. Lucy would just walk away, but Charlie would claws out. So, yeah. They seem to have grown up and got over it now. But yeah, that's our family. That's our pack. That's a little about us, and good night. Wolf's making risotto, and it smells really good. And I think I'm going to play a game. So, see you later, folks.